So after some more battles with Ur-Quan, I'm returning to Earth to resupply after losing quite a few ships. But I got some resource units out of it, so maybe it wasn't a total loss.
Hello, Captain. There's something I think you should know. It would appear your diplomatic efforts have struck gold, Captain. We've been contacted by a race called the Zok-Fat-Pik, who wish to fulfill their part of the unification, something you have arranged with them, I gather. They have set us specifications for the Stinger-class attack vessels, as well as a large number of Zok-Fat-Pik commanding officers. You're doing a fine job, Captain. Also, good news, Captain. With no announcement, a small fleet of Arilu Lalile popped into space adjacent to our starbase, scaring the hell out of the deep raider operator. But right now, I could kiss every one of those pale little weirdos because they gave us 3 skip vessels.
Oh yeah, on the side, those little smiley face ships. Excellent. Let's offload these minerals. Loads of stuff there.
More fuel for the fire.
Yeah, let's analyze this hyperspace thing.
The analysis reads as follows. Subject hyperwave broadcaster. Umga design. Data. This unit is capable of generating extremely intense hyperwave transmissions, though it is otherwise similar to our own casters. Summary. This thing would be great for practical jokes. You could scream boo from an orc cloud to scare the pants or whatever off of everyone in the system. If you used it in hyperspace, there's no telling who might hear you and come running. That's the end of our scientist's report. Return soon, Captain.
Used to mess with the Ilrath. Anyway, let's properly equip this starship now. I'm going to take off one of those storage bays and put in a point defense. There we go. I'm going to keep these cheaper furnaces because they're very useful. Let's restock on fuel. And it seems even though I don't have any spathy captains, I can still put some crew on those ships. So that's good. And let's have a go. Oh, these stingers, they're quite cheap. Let's get a couple of them. Actually, I want an ore ship too, because I like these. Just gotta learn to use them better. And before I actually get any more stingers, I might as well go with what works. And I've got to try out these strange UFO type ships there. Alright. Now the Melnome told me that the Chinjitsu and the Murnerherminirminirm are together slave shielded under Procyon, and that if I have a sufficiently powerful hyperwave transmitter, I may be able to get into their get through their system and get some useful information. But it's in the middle of Ilrath space here, so I guess I'll have to kill some Ilrath. Let's head there. Oh, there's an Ilrath ship on the radar. Let's fight it. Three of them. Let's talk.
What is it? Human. It has been so long since I have seen a human die. We will bet on how many parts we can remove before it stops making noise. Now, you spaceship captain, begin the expedient transfer of all human crew so that we may waste no time.
You guys are totally fucking sick. We take pity upon you, weakling Aerith. Go now before we change our minds.
Ah, foolish flesh sack! Your obsession with strength spells your doom. Only through enlightenment achieved with diligent ritual worship of the twins of darkness can a being truly be victorious.
You sad manipulated fools.
No matter what the source, feeds the wicked pair. It is an ultimate honor and victory to die for this purpose. We know No, in the end, only the truly devout will reap the reward that Dogar and Kazan dispense.
Well, prepared to be honoured and victorious. Now, let's see. I'm going to just use the Serenity for this, because my rear-firing weapons and greater speed should make short work of you foolish spidery bastards. Oh, just stay a little bit out of range, and there we go. Didn't even lose a crew member. Stay out of range. Just line it up. Yeah. Turning around, are you? Whoa! Yeah, my point defense laser seems to make the spassy arse firing weapon noise. It's very odd. I'm not sure that's right. Anyway. You are feeding Dozar and Kuzu, whatever their names are, as we speak. One of those hits seems to take it down to half strength. Close enough. That was easy. Let's keep going. Ah, here we are. And they've got a starbase too. Report from orbit. We've explored the interior of the starbase and found it abandoned. Computer records show that the Ur-Quan put the starbase in orbit around this world after defeating the Chenjesu and Munherm. From what we can determine, the Chenjesu and Munherm, who were assigned to this base, set up mindless robots to run the station, and then somehow returned to the surface of their planet, penetrating the slave shield. Further analysis of the starbase's databank showed that the Chenjesu and Munherm were exploring synthesis schemes to create a hybrid race, half Munherm and half Chenjesu. The robots who run this starbase are armed and will not permit us to scavenge materials, so we're returning to the ship. Let's check out this planet and see if we can use the caster device.
We are the Chenjesu. We are the Munherm. We do not understand how you have penetrated the slave shield or why, but in doing so you have interrupted the process. Explain this intrusion.
I am Nomad. We are struggling against the Ur-Quan. Can't you help us?
We cannot be of any assistance now. We are in the middle of the process. I will explain.
Okay.
After we, Chenjesu and Munherm, were defeated by the Ur-Quan, we chose to be encased in a single slave shield on this world. As soon as the Ur-Quan departed, we began the process. We initiated a synthesis of our two species, our two cultures, one crystalline, the other purely mechanical.
Interesting.
This process, fueled only by the radiant energy of our sun, will eventually produce a new hybrid race. And when the process is complete, we will crack the Ur-Quan slave shield and emerge from our chrysalis like a winged insect unleashed from its cocoon. Then we will be ready and capable to deal with the Ur-Quan, their battle thralls, and their dreaded Samatra.
Samatra? Why can't you help us now?
The complete synthetic hybridization of the Chenjesu and the Munherm species will require approximately 35 of your Earth years. This extended duration is necessary because our synthesis mechanisms are dependent exclusively on the light of our sun for energy.
Oh. Well, yes, what if we could find some way to get you more energy? Would that speed things up?
What you describe is theoretically possible, but it would pose a great danger to us. The process must be executed as planned, or it may fail catastrophically. We would be destroyed.
Damn. Well, we came to find out what you were doing down there.
Though your ship's design is unfamiliar to us, we now understand that you are of human origin, and so we will share with you our reasons for accepting the status of Ur-Quan slave. In 2135, our great alliance burned within the crucible of sentience. Though our fleets of armed starships held back the hierarchy's grotesque armada for many years, in the end, the Ur-Quan unleashed a power upon us that was so overwhelming, we knew we would be annihilated if we did not submit. This unstoppable power, this ultimate weapon, was a huge starship, an unstoppable battle platform built by the precursors in the ancient past. Your vessel shares some similarities in design to the Ur-Quan's battle platform, which they call Samatra,
Right.
meaning great trophy. The Sumatra was many times larger than your ship and bore weapons and defensive systems that made it invulnerable to all of our technologies. It remains a mystery to us why the Ur-Quan fought us for so long without using the Sumatra. But when they finally brought the ship into combat, the Sumatra incinerated our finest brood-home vessels from 10 times our own ship's weapon range. We had no choices beyond submission or devastation. Before the Ur-Quan arrived to accept our surrender, we sent one last message to your people, a message suggesting that your species do as we Changesu and Mernherm plan to do. We would accept the Ur-Quan's demands and become slaves until such a time as we found a way to destroy or neutralize the Sumatra.
Surprised they let you be here together, knowing how sneaky you are. We really need advice from you.
Our wisdom is available. Detail your need.
How do you think we can defeat the Ur-Quan?
You must find some way to destroy the Sumatra. To do this, you will need a powerful weapon capable of destroying an entire planet.
Okay, no.
But that is not all. You will also require some way to distract the Ur-Quan, to give you the opportunity to use the weapon.
Thanks, that's enough advice for now.
Though your presence here is a painful intrusion, we will always provide advice whenever you request it, Captain.
Thank you, Changesu and Mernherm.
Goodbye, once and future ally, human. When the process is complete and we emerge from our chrysalis, I shall tell your grandchildren of our conversation this day.
Well, too little too late, but interesting nevertheless. So it seems that in order to destroy the Ur-Quan Sumatra, I'm going to need a super bomb. And the Utwig apparently have a super bomb that they're thinking about blowing up because they're super depressed. But in order to get that, I'm probably going to have to repair their Ultron, which means I'm going to have to find the other two pieces that will help me repair it, which include an Aqua Helix, which is somewhere in Thradash space, which is supposedly here, and a Rosy Sphere at the Druge Trade World. So, first thing I'm going to do is go to Thradash space, and apparently there's a sacred relic at Zeta Draconis, which presumably is the Aqua Helix. And the closest quasi-space portal will lead me to around here. So, I'm going to go there. What I've got to do is exit into hyperspace. And before any of these bastard Ilreth get on my case, activate the quasi-portal and go to portal 12. And apparently, this is actually in the middle of, well, not the middle, the edge of Ur-Quan space. So I'm going to move quickly out of there, because I don't really want to deal with them right now, and instead head straight into Thradash space. And this is a Draconis system, so it may have one of them in it. But in any case, I'm going to take a look around this system. Oh, there's a ship. I suspect this is going to be a Thradash ship. So I'm going to save quickly. And let's see. And this looks promising.
So, what's this? An unknown alien
It's got a cigar.
species. How wonderful! Someone new to fight. We, the Thradash of Culture 19, famous Ur-Quan combat grounds, know well the value of a good fight. Either you win and prove your superiority, or you lose and are vanquished. If the vanquished is lucky, it may survive to learn an important lesson from its defeat. This is the way of the Thradash. We fight and learn and improve. All other cultural schemes are inferior. This is a proven fact. What have you to say before we begin combat?
So might makes right, does it? Okay. Well, apparently these guys respect strength, so they're going to learn to respect me. Your blustering does not impress me. We have requirements which you will fulfill now.
What? You say what? Foolish, pitiful, small-headed being. We will destroy you and everybody on your ship.
Nope. I will thrash the Thradash.